it's Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support resistance pivot levels. It is Wednesday the 25th of November. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, we're looking at the hourly candlesticks. It's a range-bound start to the day here. Going to see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 18,887 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 19,644. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's high in 19,400 and 19,500 levels, however. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Bitcoin test resistance at 20 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2157. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 18,374 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should steer clear of sub-18,000 levels. Second major support level sits at 17,617. Looking at the MACDs, got a slight widening of the bearish histogram after yesterday's late bearish cross, supportive of the slight downside this morning. On the EMAs, however, we're seeing the 50 move away marginally from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of further upside ahead. So avoiding the pivot at 18,887 and a move through to 19,500 levels should support a run at the major resistance levels to then eye 20,000 levels. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Ethereum move back through the pivot at 606.03 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 622.64. Going to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 620 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 623.22 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, Ethereum could test resistance at 630 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 639.84. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 588.83 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, should steer clear of sub-580s, however. Second major support level sits at 577.22. Looking at the MACD, you've got a slight narrowing of the bearish histogram, but nothing conclusive to suggest a breakout day ahead, so you need to keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 flatten out on the 100 and the 200, also inconclusive. So key through the early part of the day would be to move back through the pivot at 606.03 and break back through to 620s to then take a run at the resistance levels and target 630. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, bullish start to the day here. Going to see Litecoin avoid a fall back through the pivot at 89.8 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 93.59. Going to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 93 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 94.05 to cap any upside. In the event of breakout, could test second major resistance level sitting at 97.85 before any pullback. 62% fib at 100 should cap any upside on the day. Fall back through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 85.54 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, should see Litecoin steer well clear of sub 80. Second major support level at 81.75 should limit any downside. Looking at the MACDs, we got a marked narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish crossover forming there, so need to keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, a slight pull away by the 50 from the 100 and the 200, also supporting the early upside. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the pivot and break back through to 93 levels to then target the resistance levels of the day. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move back through the pivot at 0.6825 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 0.7986. Going to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from yesterday's high 0.78716, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. Event of a breakout, could see Ripple's XRP target 0.85 levels before any pullback. The second major resistance level sits at 0.9033. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 0.5779 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.5s. Second major support level sits at 0.4616. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a marked widening of the bearish histograms, suggestive of downside through the morning. On the EMAs, however, we are seeing the 50 pull away marginally from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of further upside ahead. So key through the early part of the morning, move back through the pivot at 0.6825 and break out through to 0.75 levels to then bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and you got support levels in play.